welcome back to another episode of 52 Movies, a series on my channel where I watch and review a movie every single week. Today we're going to be talking about The Duff. So The Duff is a movie about a girl who finds out that she is the Duff, and Duff stands for Designated Ugly Fat Friend. It is explained in the movie that it doesn't necessarily mean that you're ugly, it just means that you're less attractive than your friends and more approachable than your friends, so people will go to you to find out information about your hot friends. So this movie is all about labels in high school, and we have tons of movies about that, so I don't know if we need another one, but this one turned out to be one of the better ones, I thought. There were some things in here, it was 2015, so that was over 6 years ago, so there were some things in here that I was like, not really a big fan of, but then there were other things that I'm like, oh, they did that really, really well. And I'll kind of go into that later on in this review. So the intro to this movie kind of reminds me of Postgrad. So Postgrad had where she was talking to the camera and she had the computer screen and she was pulling up different tabs and stuff like that. Kind of reminded me of that, but it was not, narrated like that. But it still had elements of technology and computers, and then it also had slang. It was just maybe a product of the time, but I thought it was it was more well done than Postgrad. However, I will say that Postgrad came out in 2009, so there's a pretty big difference between the two movies, and this one is newer, so maybe it just feels better because it has newer elements to it, I guess. So the Duff kind of plays on that whole meme that was popular it may have been popular back in 2015. I can't remember. But it was basically the meme where it says, you never see two hot girl best friends. And I hated that meme when it came out. Obviously it's not true, for one. But also it pits women against each other. It plays on the stereotype that women are very competitive. And that's all they care about is getting men. And being hot. And looking attractive. And that's all that matters. When in reality, that's not the case. So, I don't like that meme, and I felt like this whole movie was kind of based on that concept where you never see more than one or two hot best friends, you know what I mean? So I wasn't a big fan of that. But yeah, I think it turned out better than the setup led me to believe. In this movie, we also have the classic Mean Girl, which was, it's very overdone. I'm kind of tired of seeing it, and I know a lot of people are too. We can create better stories that don't rely on a mean girl character. I feel like we can do that. Maybe I just have high standards, but I feel like it can be done, Her neighbor is kind of this jock guy. His name is Wes, and her name is Bianca. We're gonna call her B, because I have a hard time. I keep getting it mixed up with Beverly. I don't know why. Beverly and Bianca are kind of different, but they both start with B. So anyways, we're going to call her B, and we're going to call him Wes, and then we're just going to have her friends, and then the mean girl. I think that's all you really have to care about. Oh, and her crush. So basically, Wes, the jock guy, is the one who tells her about the Duff stereotype, and tells her that she is the Duff of her friends group. And she has two friends. I don't remember their names at all. Wes tells her that she's the Duff of her friend groups. That sends her into a spiral. She fights with her friends, thinking that her friends did this on purpose, so they break up. And then she makes a deal with the jock guy, Wes, that if she can help him pass science, then he can help her win over her crush. So they go on a shopping spree sort of thing. It's almost like that cliche makeover scene. But she doesn't actually get a makeover. I think it's more about gaining confidence or something, because she never wears the clothes that she tries on. It's weird.
Hey, editing me here. I just wanted to mention that during the makeover scene, Wes tells Bianca that she has a uniboob, and this is the second movie that I've heard this in. The first one was Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, and I just gotta say, why are men telling us how to wear bras when we've been doing that our whole lives? Also, uniboobs are awesome. because that means you're wearing a sports bra and you're comfortable. All I gotta say.
So during the makeover scene, she's trying on clothes and she's acting goofy. And Wes says he's going to film her to show her how she looks when she doesn't care what other people think. And so he's filming her and she's just like dancing and getting on top of displays and nobody stops her, which is weird. Um, and then she starts making out with a mannequin and saying that it's her crush. I think his name is Toby. I can't remember, but we're going to call him Toby. I'm pretty sure that's his name. But anyway, she's calling him Toby and making out with him and acting explicit with him, with the mannequin. So, one of the mean girl's friends is actually in the same store, and so she's filming, and she sends it to the mean girl. So, I have a prediction here. I wrote down some of my predictions as I went along. And the first one is this video gets leaked to the whole school, and she thinks that Wes leaked it, which ends up happening. However, it was posted to a YouTube channel, so it goes viral over, I don't know, it didn't say if it went viral over like the whole world or whatever. I'm pretty sure it was just viral to the school. So that prediction was correct. So my second prediction is that the jock guy, the guy that she hates, will become her lover or love interest or whatever, and then the guy that she has a crush on will turn out to be a total jerk. That's my second prediction, and I will let you know if I got that right or not. So anyways, that YouTube video got out, and it was leaked to the entire school. So I forgot to mention earlier that Bianca does this thing where she fumbles over her words and cannot talk at all to her crush. Like, she cannot even get a word out. And it's a thing that a lot of boys do in these teen movies. And it's not often seen where girls do it. I think it has happened before, but it's mostly the dorky boys who can't talk to their crush. I hate this trope so much. At least you could like small talk with them, even if you can't like have a deep conversation with them or tell them that you like them. At least just act normal, you know? And I know that's probably impossible for some people who have like social anxiety and stuff like that, but these characters are never portrayed as having social anxiety. Usually they're not, because they can talk to other strangers and individuals and they're really good at it. But then when they talk to their crush, it's like they can't even get a word out. It's just strange, and I hate it, and I wish they would stop doing that. Honestly, if you find somebody attractive, it's no big deal. You know, they're still people. They're just people, you know? And so, anyways, that just annoys me, and that's one thing I had to mention. But back to the story. So, the video is leaked and everything, and she's just having a rough time right now. So, the principal finds out about this whole video thing, and he decides that he's going to take everybody's phones away for the entirety of the school day indefinitely. I don't know if it ever ends or not. But anyway, so he takes away everybody's phones, and then they start blaming it on Bianca, and it kind of makes it worse for her. So she finally gets the courage to ask out her crush, and then she meets up with Wes to tell him that she was successful, and she's got this date with Toby, if that's his name, I don't know. But then you can tell that he's starting to like her and develop feelings for her. Obviously, he doesn't tell her, but yeah, you can tell. And so she goes on her date, finds out that he's a jerk. I was right. My prediction was right. I was right. So anyways, it was very obvious. And a lot of like these teen movies, they're very predictable. So it's not a talent, Miriam. Calm down. But yeah, so my prediction came true. So anyways, she's leaving the crush's house. She goes to her thinking spot. She had introduced this thinking spot to Wes, and she finds him there making out with the mean girl. So she's upset. Before she sees him, she leaves a message on the phone saying he was, you know, a jerk and I needed to talk to you and all this stuff. So after he gets done making out with Madison, I think that's her name, the mean girl, he goes to her house and he's like, hey, I just got your message, you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine, whatever. And I don't know, it kind of hinted at that they both like each other, but he's back with Madison or whatever, so And she was like, oh, this will never work out. Guys like you don't date guys like me. Oh, also, I have something to add. So when the jock guys started liking her, it very much reminded me of She's All That. This whole movie kind of reminded me of She's All That. The one with, what is her name? I think it was Freddie Prinze Jr. was in it. Let me look. 1 second. Yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr. and where's the cast? Oh, Rachel Lee Cook. It was the one with Rachel Lee Cook and Freddie Prinze Jr. It very much reminded me of this movie. The plot's very different, but it hits all of the same notes, you know, jock guy, loser girl, makeover, sort of makeover, not really. And then they end up together. It doesn't have the element of, like, trickery, I guess. I think wasn't it in She's All That, basically, the guy, he has to help her become the school's next prom queen. Yeah, there was some sort of deception in there, I remember. But anyways, back to the Duff. That was just something I had to add in here. It very much reminded me of She's All That. But anyways, back to the storyline. So she gets back with her friends, and they're all buddy-buddy again. And one of her friends wants to be like a fashion designer or whatever, but she makes her a dress out of this black dress that Wes bought her. So she's cutting up this black dress, and then Bianca always wears flannels and, you know, those flannel jackets. So they took her flannel jacket and cut it up and made a dress out of the black dress and the red flannel. And it ended up so cute. I thought it was cute. I really liked the dress. Actually, that's probably my favorite part of the movie, that dress. She gets her, like, Cinderella entrance moment where they're entering the homecoming. I think I might have said it was prom, but it wasn't. It was homecoming. So they enter the homecoming, and everybody's looking at her, and they all look great and fantastic. They're all back together and friends again, so, you know, everybody notices. And it's her Cinderella moment, her Cinderella entrance moment. So she goes up to Wes and admits that she likes him, but he's like, oh, I'm with Madison again. This is just bad timing, all of that. But then Bianca gives this amazing speech to the mean girl. It was about labels, how they don't matter, and that basically she shouldn't tear other people down because they don't subscribe to her labels, stuff like that. She said it better than I could, obviously, but a lot of movies want to have this gotcha moment with the mean girls, and a lot of times it's very much mean-spirited and cruel. So I really like the way this movie approached the gotcha moment, where it was respectful but still powerful. It was just this girl reclaiming her confidence to the girl that has been cruel to her. So no matter what I think of this movie, I thought this scene was super well done. It was well written. It was respectful yet powerful still. When I was watching this movie, I thought that was going to be the end of the Mean Girls comeuppance. However, Wes ends up leaving her for Bianca in front of everybody. So I guess it didn't stray that far from the whole genre of teen romance movies, but at least it wasn't like cruel or mean-spirited. And she was really mean, so I guess she deserved a little bit of an embarrassing moment. Wes and Bianca then run off together, and she gets inspired, so she rewrites her whole article for the school paper about homecoming and stuff like that. She turns it into a think piece about what it's like to be the Duff. And then it goes viral, I guess viral around the school and not viral around the world. It doesn't say. I don't know what viral means to these people. Does it mean viral over the internet or viral through the school? I don't know. Anyway, so it says it goes viral, and then other students are sharing their experiences being the Duff of their friend group. Everyone loves this article. It's well received. So she ends up with the guy, and then the movie ends. I like the message that they literally tell you at the end of the movie. Like we're dumb and we can't get it on our own. But here, I guess it works because she's narrating the whole story and kind of like reading her article. That's her narration, is the article, I think. That's what I got from it. And I think that was the whole theme of her article too. Labels don't define you. You define yourself, sort of thing. So I like the message, and I ended up really liking this movie. So I went into this movie with really, really low expectations. I thought it would probably just be meh or even bad. When the label for Freeform came up on the screen, I was like, oh yeah, I'm in for a treat. If you've never seen some Freeform movies, you're not missing out on much. Cyberbully is a Freeform movie. Actually, at the time, it was called ABC Family. So if you've seen Cyberbully, you kind of know how bad that movie is. And actually, I haven't seen it since I was in high school, middle school. I can't remember. So it's been a while since I've seen that movie, but I've watched tons of reviews on it. At the time that it came out, I really liked the movie. Don't hate me. I had bad taste, okay? I'm revisiting a lot of the movies I used to like, and I'm like, oh my gosh. You actually like this? Anyways, so if you've seen Cyberbully, you know how bad a Freeform slash ABC Family movie can be. And so when I saw that come up on the screen, I'm like, oh no, why? Why did I pick this movie? And so, uh, yeah, it was just strange. I expected less, but I got more. It exceeded my expectations. So I ended up really enjoying myself. I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it was just cute. You know, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like incredibly good either. I think I would recommend this movie, like, if you can't find anything to watch and you want something that's super lighthearted, something you probably don't have to pay a whole lot of attention to, this movie may be for you. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I can't remember what number we're on. It was around March 15th or 16th. I got sick, so it kind of threw off my whole schedule. And I don't remember what number we're on. I'm really gonna have to start writing these down. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and I will catch you next week for another episode. Bye.
Mm. 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 Mm.